It's really easy to make hands-free Bluetooth phone calls from your Pioneer DEH-X6900BT, and there's a number of different ways that you can make phone calls. Even though your particular in-dash receiver may or may not have a CD slot across the top like this one, the on-screen and button operation is identical for the following Pioneer models: MVH-X580BS, DEH-X6800BS, DEH-X6900BT, DEH-X7800BHS, DEH-X8800BHS. With an iPhone connected or an Android phone connected, most phones will give you some type of voice activation. So if you press and hold the telephone button here for a moment. Call Felonious.
Calling Felonious Mobile.
Now I know I have a phone connected because I can see the Bluetooth logos in the screen here, and if I touch the telephone button, that'll take me to the telephone menu, and it tells me the Nexus 5 is connected at this time. That's this phone here, and that takes me right to my phone call menu where I can see my recent calls and I can see my phone book. So let's open up recent calls, and this shows me my missed calls, my dialed calls, and my received calls. So I'm going to go to my dialed calls here, and we'll open this screen, and we'll confirm that this is the number that we want to call, and press enter to make the call. Let's go back to our phone menu. And roll over to the phone book. We'll open the phone book, and we can search the phone book from the top, or we can search alphabetically. So we'll scroll through here alphabetically and choose the letter F. That takes us directly to that person. Or we can go back here. Here's our phone book, and we can search from the top, and we can make a phone call to Reginald. We'll confirm that that's the correct number and say OK. Now let's take a look at our phone call presets. If I touch the telephone button again, this takes me to the phone menu, and I can roll along here till I get to my presets, numbers 1 through 6. We'll enter those, and you can see I have nothing programmed in any of my presets, so let's program something into the presets. We'll go back here. We'll get to my phone book. And I want to put Felonious into radio station preset number 1. So we're going to open that phone number, and we'll press and hold button number 1 here for a couple of seconds. And that makes Felonious preset number 1. So now I'm going to go back out of here. Now if I want to make that call, I can touch my telephone button and press button number 1, confirm that's the right number, and give him a call. When a phone call comes in, the phone is ringing right now, and the in-dash receiver is ringing right now based on my settings. To answer the call, touch the telephone button. To reject the call, press and hold the telephone button for a few seconds. So now you can see we're on a call, and we have a timer up on the screen here. If I want to change the information that's displayed on the call, I can touch the display button. If I want to place this call on hold, touch in on the volume control. Touch it again to talk. If I want to pick the phone up and hold it to my ear and have a private phone call, touch the Go Back button. Touch the Go Back button again to make it a Bluetooth phone call. To adjust the volume of this phone call inside my vehicle, use the volume control to make it louder or quieter. When I'm done with the phone call, all I have to do is touch the telephone button to hang up. And that takes me directly out to the music source. Let's go back to the phone menu. We'll touch the telephone button here, and we'll roll through the phone call lists here. And first thing we see is auto answer, and right now auto answer is switched off. We can also choose to switch auto answer on. I like to check the caller ID before I answer a call, so I'm going to switch auto answer off. And we'll roll over to the next setting, which is the ringtone. Now this is the ringtone for the in-dash receiver that you'll hear through the speakers. If you don't want to hear that ringtone through the speakers, you can choose to switch the ringtone off. You can still hear the ringtone on your cell phone as well. For right now, I'm going to leave the ringtone switched on, and we'll roll over to the next setting, which is our phone book invert setting. We can invert the names of the phone book, first name last, last name first, that sort of a thing, depending upon how the phone book transfers from your phone over to the in-dash receiver. Let's roll over to the next setting, which is phone book auto sync. Right now it is switched on, and we can also choose to switch it off. What this means is every time I get in my vehicle and start it up, the phone and the head unit find each other, and it will transfer the full phone book from the phone over to the in-dash receiver. Now, if you have a ton of names in your phone book, this may take a few seconds for it to happen. But if you have not added any names or deleted any names from your phone book, you won't need to resync it, so you may want to switch this off. So you can switch that on or off with this setting. Let's roll over to the next setting, which brings us back around to our Bluetooth settings.